Okay. Yank away. Yehawutian. Adisadu asagu awatu. A kabi. Yewa atina khayati. So we need one person to be person A, one person to person B, just alternate. Come back through and try and translate what you read. No pressure. If you just need any help, just say achiti dishe and we will help you out. Who would like to go first? Or who wants to be A? Okay, we got an A. Is there a B?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Kusui hunko.
Shaya da de ugut ashun.
Tasa akwalun.
Janu akwashun.
Chakananik. That's how you command someone to translate. Chakananik.
So the first question is, where is the hunter?
Close. But what is the ihunch part?
Your big brother.
My brother.
Yes, so this is the older brother of a male. So a lot of the Tlingit pronouns don't have gender, but there is gender in some of the kinship terms. So a male has hunch, older brother, keek, younger brother, glak, sister. And a female has shetch, older sister, keek, younger sister, and eek, brother. Okay, B, gook.
Shaya da de is like he went walking around the mountains hunting.
Yep. So so people have body parts, and then sometimes the land also has kind of body parts. So Sha would be the mountain. Sha Da is around the base of the mountain, and usually it could be the lower part as well. Sha Ya is when it starts to turn up kind of steep. So Sha Ya Da would be on the upper part of the mountain. So he went up the mountain to go hunting, is what you could also say. And then Shaki is the top of the mountain. Okay.
And then what's he hunting?
Yeah, well. And then if we look at this, like we'll start to look at this as well. Like this is a future.
Sean used to take.
Oh.
It looks like it's a future.
Yeah, well.
What will he hunt?
Oh, yeah, well.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep it going. Haa Atx.
That was a good question, Kassan.
We lost our video though, or our screenshot.
Yeah. I think it's the underline GW.
Oh, yeah.
But I could be just guessing.
Do
think
you remember? Oh, go ahead.
No, you.
What is there a component that belongs to every future form? In the prefix?
Are you asking the group? Or?
Yeah, well, I was just trying to carry on your conversation. You were about to break your notes stuff. So.
Okay. Yeah, that totally kicked me right off the Zoom. So just Zoom. I just got thrown right off the Zoom. Yeah, so you folks are talking about future. So the K underline GWA, kakwa, we should recognize. And so what we're going to learn to spot is like there's a set of prefixes. So the prefix, so un is the stem. Everything before that is the prefix. So as we keep looking at verbs, Now we're going to look at prefix and stem and just sort of keep those things clear. And so aqwa is usually going to be third person. So that was a very good observation. What is he going to hunt? Sheesh.
Janwu Akwakyun is he will hunt for a mountain goat.
Yeah, wow. And goodness cheese for keeping the thing rolling. So if I freeze or get kicked off, just keep going. Now you learn how to do it without me. That's what Zoom wants. You have to walk. Okay. Adusa did to us go sounds like you're gonna be oil. A. Who wants to be A?
Khataya.
Okay.
Gusu John.
Oh wait, we need a B. Hold on. Just hold on 1 second.
B.
Who's gonna be B?
Nakaya. I'll be B.
Cheesh. Gook.
Gusu John. Wukuch. At stake akwe. Wukuch. Cajun Tlank K Ausiyik.
Cheesh. Kananik.
Where is John? Dubbing? Wukuchen?
Yep. He went cooking.
Did he go trolling?
Or fishing, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, goodness cheese.
He got 5 big king salmon.
Yeah, wow. And the verb here is ke ausiyik. Are we familiar with what that verb is?
Caught it?
It works for caught it, right? And so, but like technically to pull up something heavy, right? To pull up, and it could be a line, it could be, but there's some different ways to say like I got 5 fish. I think I could think of 3 different ways, but this is one of them. So in this case, we're still talking about John. So yeah, John pulled up 5 salmon, technically. Big king salmon. Ta Tlingit. So Tlingit is a fun word as well. That's big ones. So it's a plural big. Okay, let's cheese, Johan. Okay. Ekabi. Gook. Who wants it?
A.
Okay. Biqa.
Sorry, I had a question on the last one.
Oh, sure.
And that is, when you on Wukuk, a steak, and you said that was, I couldn't hear it really well. So when she said he went trolling, is that right? Was that right?
Yeah, well, a steak is usually just like fishing generally. And then
Oh,
there
okay.
I was just looking at it, looked like a downrigger, so I was thinking they were trolling.
Oh, got it. Okay. I was just trying to figure out if that's really how you say it.
yeah, well, because we're
Well,
Tlingit chasati, there are a bunch of ways to say fishing. We'll try it. So we'll see if I freeze. I bet you I do. Let's bet on it. So just thinking about fishing, there's a couple of things that you're gonna find. A lot of them have this in the front of it. A lot of them also have z as the classifier. Then usually you're getting actually a noun in there. So qaywu is a spider web or net. So aayí is they were seine fishing. They were net fishing, basically. They were netting. Diga, this one goes the other way. So dik is the verb root, but then you can make a noun out of that, and diga is a dip netter. So autzadik or autzadik. So they went dip netting. And here is ausayik. So this is fishing with a line. And so we saw this as well, ke ausayik. So the verb itself means to pull something up, especially some kind of rope-like thing. You could say ashautlichut. So went fishing with a rod. So this is literally dragging it by the head. So chut on the root here means to drag something or to pull it. Aayí is to hook. So you're hooking. And so that's the one that we're looking. And this is sort of a pretty generic fishing. Like if you just say asteich wugut, went fishing. And they could be fishing any old way. But usually it's with a hook. And then here's trolling. So shkautlichach would be trolling. And then awakech is gaffing. This one is denux is how you'd say it for right now, but it's like fishing with halibut hooks, specifically with the wooden hooks, although, oh, maybe I froze. So usually this is with the wooden halibut hooks. And then to rake herring, and I think those are all the fishers, those are the fishing ways.
How does knock work there? How does that stem work with that?
You, well, we'll look up the stem, but that's also a noun. It's an octopus.
And we just have to remember at some point whenever we have to think about halibut skates.
Yeah. So halibut skates would probably be, yeah, and does that substitute now, or should I think we just keep that one for the wooden halibut hooks, and then maybe would use aayí with, because it's a hook, right?
Right. Maybe we come up with multiple hooks because halibut skates chuff with multiple hooks.
Yeah, that would work. So we see this. So denak is to fish with the halibut hook, and then yanak is to put bait on a hook, like any kind of hook. But if we go back to fishing, I'll show you folks one more thing, then we'll go back to the video or the book. What am I talking about? But if we look at this and we see denakt and this S with the apostrophe, that's a suffix which means to do the same thing in a series, like sewing, right? So that's why you say daqis, because it's like you're making a pattern with it. So that would work really well. So we could probably come up with something. Is a little bit hard to say, but I think we could probably come up with something like that. But that's a good question. I'll take it to some of the speakers and see what they think. And maybe I'm sure people have already talked about it too. You okay? Okay. Good question. Okay, do we have A and B figured out for this one?
I'm A.
I'll be B.
French cheese.
Gusu David.
Wukuk.
Danox Akwe Wukuk. Ashaguk Ge Danachwis. Where's David?
Fishing.
Oh, he went boating.
Oh, he went boating. That's right. He went boating. Okay.
And did he go halibut fishing? Go out for halibut? I don't know.
Yes.
Yes.
I think
Ah.
B's got it easy for the rest of this, but yeah.
Right. The gook is the I don't know. We've got him halibut fishing again, and obviously he's successful.
Yeah, he looks pretty happy, right?
Yeah.
And it kind of answers our last question, because that looks like a metal hook to me.
Yeah.
And then we just looked at this verb, so they're using it right here to talk about fishing with them, so maybe it's just become generally halibut fishing.
Nice
And
to have one that was dedicated for our halibut hook.
right, so yeah, maybe we could we'll think about this. I'll take it to some speakers and see, because you could also maybe specify that you're using a different hook or something like that. But yeah, we gotta keep that halibut hook alive and in use. What about a shaguk? Anybody know that one?
Mm-mm.
Just the gook of going and doing it.
Or he knows how.
Yeah. So there's two different but related verbs. So ausiku, which needs to have that W in there, and you chwasaku. So that's to know information. A shaguk is to know how to do something. So like the difference is like I could tell you all about basketball, and I tell you about Michael Jordan, I could tell you about dribbling and shooting and the rules, but I can't play it. So, that's you can know something and not know how to do it. Same with like cars and stuff or motorcycles. You just love motorcycles. You got Harley Davidson everything, but you don't know how to ride a motorcycle. So ashakuk means to know how to do something. And it usually means like some level of mastery, right? And so they'll use this sometimes. There's pretty subtle differences, but I've heard elders talk about that say, "Itoagesiku Tlingit. If you want to master the Tlingit language, if you want to know how to do it, then they give you some information. So. Okay, cheesh. Who's gonna be A? If you haven't gone yet, it's a great time to go.
Yeah.
Okay. B Khoa.
I'll go.
Cheesh.
Gusu Paul.
Hinigaha
Dasa ye adane.
sak askewa.
Wasa achguch sane.
Aguchse hook.
Where's Paul?
Eat it a shit.
Isakuka. This one's a little tricky, and I'll break it down once we get it.
On the water over there.
Yeah, so there's a couple of concepts that maybe we've only gone over. Oh, yeah, I freeze. I don't know if I froze. So you can be hin yik and you could be hin tak. And so hin yik means usually it's not deep enough to submerge. Hin tak means it is, or you could be totally submerged in the water. But you can put the So when you ask goose, you should be answering with something with that same suffix. So you're just suffix matching. This is something that Tlingit wants to do, because things can be at somewhere in like 4 or 5 different ways. So hin yigu is yik plus which changes the K to a G, because you could be hin tagu as well, and that's in the deeper water. And then is him.
Dasa ye adane. What's he after? Or where's he going? Dasa.
So those are pretty close.
Lifeline.
Ah. I want to phone a friend. Anybody know what that one is? Dasaye adane.
What's
What is he getting? What is he?
What is he doing?
Yeah, yeah. So I would say, what's he doing or what's he working on? It's either one of those, right? So generally, and there's two ways to ask what someone's doing, right? You can say, wasa kuwanuk and dasaye da ene. So you'd say dasa or dasaye adene. So you'd use that one to say, like, what are they working on? You know, what are they doing over there? Whereas wasakuanuk would be generally like, what are they doing? Like, what's their action or behavior? So there's a slight difference between them. When I asked Nora, which one do you use? And I was like, which one do you use? And she says, well, it depends on what they're doing. So you kind of got to know what they're doing to ask what they're doing. But this one's a pretty good one. Like, what are they working on? It's probably a good way to think about it. Okay, next one.
Sak hooligan aga.
Ah,
They're using a net to get hooligan.
yeah, well. So they're net fishing. A lot of people dip net for them, but you know, hey, Paul, you do it your way. It's okay.
Wasa aguksane. What? Sane atane. Kleshwasaku.
Shwasa, yisikuke. To cut you on.
What will he do with it?
Yeah. So, yeah, what's he gonna do to it? And so, ye ausane is how we usually hear this verb. And there's different ways. So like ye adene and ye ausane are pretty close in terms of what they're saying, but it's like, what's he gonna do to it? Is a good way to translate that. And then we get
Aayí Atx.
isikuke. And it's totally okay. There's some of these we haven't looked at them yet, you know. And if we don't know, we can go look it up too. I'll show you folks how to look it up, which maybe we'll try.
He's gonna do something. Tlashkwasaka.
Yeah, a guchsa is he's a gonna, right? And then he's gonna hook it, right? And then now we'll go look up hook and then we'll get it. So let's go back to the verb dictionary.
It reminds me of chat hook.
Oh yeah, that's a probably ziskutli hook. You could get that as well. But what is this hookin? So we'll go to the X. We start with the E's. Then we go down to the EI. Then we get to the O. And here's hook. To dry it. So we see the sa. So we're looking for an S classifier. So you could say woo hook, it dried. And then you could say hook, somebody dried it. So we'll go up. And then we'll just look this up on the English section as well. And so here we see your laundry has dried already. It utsi de hook. The day right in front of a verb means it has already happened. My throat is dry. Ach leituch hook. To dry something by any method. Quakan dli gach tu sahuk. We are going to dry deer meat. Shtakat ach naati washinch usahuk. All my clothes were dried by machine. Washin is how you say machine, in case you're wondering. So this is like a good way, like when we encounter a verb we don't know. I'm unstable, all day unstable. When we encounter a verb we don't know, we're just getting better at spotting these prefixes, right? Aguchsa, oh, he or she, so they are going to, and now you've isolated the verb root, go look it up, and then you could put them together. Okay. Okay, who hasn't gone yet? Someone be A, someone be B.
A Hataya.
Ah,
Oh, B Hataya.
oh, okay. Look, you, huh?
Okay. Gusui shakhas.
De Yikte Hasuat.
Dasa hasadne.
Klag Kankasain.
Yang kawat ke wetle.
Ah,
Okay. Kananik. Uh-oh. I think I froze. Okay, go ahead and translate it.
Okay. What does your sister have? Or no, that's not right. Has.
The gusu.
Or
Where?
gusu. Who is? Where is your sister? I think I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, so where's your sister? And the hus with a high tone right after a kinship term usually pluralizes the kinship term. So they get a special sort of way of pluralizing. Yeah, so and then in this case, shatch is the female equivalent of hunch. So it's a female's older sister. So where are your older sisters? Okay.
they walked out that way.
They walked, and then the day yikde is kind of an interesting thing to translate. So there's like 4 different days, right? Like day away, tuk day, those are probably the same one. Day yik, and then day chasaku. Or in this tonight, I've already frozen, right? So this one is the road or the path. And then you yik. So we did heen yik earlier, right? But you also, if you're in a boat, you would yik in the river. And if you're in a car, you would yik in the road. And if you're walking, you also yik in the road, which is interesting because you might think, oh, it would be ka, right? You're on the road, but it's Tlingit Tundutani, so it just works a little differently. So they went walking down the trail is what I would probably say. But yeah, that's an interesting one to look at.
So would it be like go down? Yikde? Go down?
You just you could just say de I'm sitting in the road. It's just being in the road. But in Tlingit, a road is a river. And so that's why we use it.
Yeah.
Oh,
See, it makes sense.
This.
Oh, did I freeze? I never know. I wish it would tell me when I freeze. Just like, oh, you're frozen. Why don't you pause for 10 seconds?
We could all freeze when you come back to let you know.
What is like mess around with each other all night? So I don't know if that came through, but a road is a river, so you yik in the road and you yik in the river, and you also yik into a car because a car is a boat. It's pretty fun stuff. So you can yik into a yik. Okay, next one.
You froze, bro.
I give up.
That's really awesome because it actually works into the metaphor I'm working on there. The old riverbeds become pathways. They just don't carry salmon anymore.
Yeah. So it's pretty fun. Like a road is a river, a boat is a car is a boat. Like you'll just see it over and over and over. So hin yach, de yach, hin yik, de yik. Okay. Itcha.
Dasa has adne. what are they working on? What are they going to do or doing?
Yeah, away. Yep. What are they doing? What are they working on?
They're picking big berries.
Yes. And then Tlingit is actually a name of a specific berry.
Oh,
Cloudberry?
It's got
Oh,
3
yes,
names.
we're all very excited.
it's got 3 names last we heard.
Okay. Yeah, good. Okay. I can't tell what's going on tonight. Yeah, so this berry, so there's a drawing of it here. It does look a little like a cloudberry, but a cloudberry doesn't sit that high, right? So it's high enough where she could grab it.
Was gaan Tlingit?
Yeah, well. And it's also called Anyanach Tlek.
Ananaf Tlingit. Ananaf Tlingit. Shit kada.
Yeah, well. Tlek. I don't know where folks say that one. Wask on Tleku is what they say around Juneau area. So, but it's a salmon berry. But if you go to Yupik country, a salmon berry is a cloudberry. So
Same with interior. We call it salmonberry too.
yeah, well. Okay, and the next one's a little tricky.
Wait, aayí, is that picking then?
Yes, yes.
I
So,
wanted to make sure I had that. I want to make sure that was right. Okay.
and that's a good question because there's a verb for just picking berries. Cook eat is picking berries. But aayín is the one you would use if you're saying which type of berries you're picking. So it would switch over. So, and this also aayín works for a lot of different food gathering, picking seaweed, going to get gum boots. It's just a really good gathering, like going to get some medicines. It just means you're putting it in a container, is what the literal definition. Next one.
Young Kawat Klep. Is that asking? I don't know that berry.
Okay, that's okay.
Or that's just,
There's a verb in there.
I know,
Yun kawat.
but it's asking. Or is it?
Yeah, are the berries yun kawat? Anybody know
The
that?
gay is the what?
Is it lumpy?
Say it again.
Is it lumpy?
I prefer the lumpy berries. Okay, let's go check it out.
Wondering if it means they're ready. Like
Ooh.
eat kuaha.
Juice.
Is it like the berries that are ripe or ready or?
Going down. You've got to be ripe of berries or fruit. So when we go look it up in English now, and so let's go back to the part. So we have yun. Uh-oh, did I freeze again? Haa Atx.
So silly.
Okay, there we go. Maybe I emerged from the frozen waters. So when we see that, like yan kawat so there's a ka and then there's a ta, right? So kawa, we know there's a ka on the front and it ends with ta. So once we see ta, we start going through here and we say, oh, this one has ka and ta. And for this one, ya is what we're looking for. So then we'll go look up ripe and we'll see. So we'll go down. And then here it is, to be ripe of berries, kawata. And then to ripen would be like, I put these in a bag so that they would get ripe. So going back, the yun in front of it, or sometimes it's going to be yach, means to completion. So that's why you say yangeyune, or yangeyicha, did you eat it? Are you done eating? So that's how you can also signal not just like something happened, but it got finished, whatever it was. I could say adat yejechwane, I worked on it, but I could say adat yan yejechwane, I finished working on it. So that's what the yun is doing in front of it. Are they fully ripe yet? Is basically what it's asking. And then we get a yes. Okay. Well, let's take 10 minutes. I'm going to restart everything and see if that maybe helps.
So before you go, is there a possibility that you can host your Zoom session on a different server? It might be that you're trying to host the Zoom session and your computer is working as a server and it doesn't have the connection or the power to do so. But it would work better if you could set up the server somewhere else and everybody plugs into it.
I don't know. It's through the university, so the university has the account. So I don't know how that works.
That's fine.
But yeah, it's usually not this bad. But it started about 4:30, so maybe I just got, who knows what's going on.
Started when the snow started coming down again heavy.
Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah.
Done.
Okay, yeah.
My sentences.
Oh, you do? Okay, you want to do them now before we take a break?
It's up to you. I kind of just, put them together real fast. Sure.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's see. Am I on mute? No. Okay. So, a gay at aayí. Tu ke nuch ha at kai ka ha I. Ha at kai ha kustiech city. Ye yana cage gunalchish.
Okay. Yeah. Goodness, sheesh.
I wanted to add more to it, but it was after my last meeting of work and before the class, so I was like, but
Okay. Yeah, you can keep adding to it. It'd be great.
Aayí ye agayeuti na. Was that seal oil? Yuke.
Echa. Okay, take 10. We'll try it again. It might just be wonky tonight, but we'll see what we can do. Hopefully it doesn't kick you guys off. We'll see what it does. If it does, just just come back.
Okay.